Look upon this twisted visage, what looms above your frightened head. Look upon its cold blackness, and know that soon you shall be dead. Gaze upon your end standing so real at the edge of dark. Gaze upon this hovering terror, frozen as petrified tree bark. But before I have my way with your very flesh and your very soul, I shall make you privy to why some may take delight in this morbid goal. I shall spin a yarn of weal and of woe, then by tale's end you shall reflect, and you shall know. So listen well in the moments before your flesh and spirit are melded to mine. Escape is impossible. I am already within you. I am the very tingle in your spine. I shall loom closer to you as my tale progresses, to view the terror in your eyes, drinking in that sumptuous fear that will so teasingly appetize. So now my table is set, and my meal simmers in its pot. Prepare for my generous seasoning of agony and of rot. Here it comes as promised, my delicate and delectable dish, the tale to tenderize your meat as per this devourer's wish. Once, ages ago, there was a small and frightened child who was tortured and beaten. He curled himself in the corner of a lonely little shack with no food to be eaten. He begged his papa to stop hurting his mama, but this only added his beating to the family's drama. He silently longed for a sunnier life, while the drunken farmer mercilessly struck child and wife. One day the boy could take this horror no more, listening as father called mother a good-for-nothing whore. He took hold with a sure grip of farming karma, and with one furied swing, ended the nightmare drama. Father's head found the floor with a booming thud. Beneath his wretched neck, a bright crimson flood. At last it seemed that mother and child had been set free, but fate is much crueler than this, and will show no sympathy. Mama struggled for 7 long months, plus child and minus wedlock. No village man would have them for fear of son's chopping block. Things had become worse for son and widowed wife, till mother could take no more and ended sorrow with a knife. Now on his own, a sapling with only 8 rings of bark, he found himself weeping in the cold and unmerciful dark. Papa 7 full moons gone, Mama dead at his feet, his toes soaking in her sorrowful, pathetic defeat. Child moved from house to house, seeking comfort and security, but was turned away each time for his perceived impurity, searching for a pair of warm arms to cradle him in their embrace, but fighting naught but cruel hatred and rejection in its place. Rejected from the world of men, boy turned thief to slake hungry belly, snatching whatever he could, rice, sweet cake, even tasty jams and jelly. Boy grew quite skillful at his quick-handed ability, until one day he finagled fruit from the wrong facility. Caught by shopkeep, concealing delicious spoils, he snatched boy up and revealed the entire day's toils. Shopkeep after shopkeep gathered to find that their stores too had been hit, then delivered unto the boy a punishment that left him minus a pinky digit. 12 rings grown, a sapling began the awkward ascension to mighty oak. But with no guiding words to teach him, he felt it nature's cruel joke. Frustration and anger were growing within, blacker and darker inside the boy with no kin. Now a young man, the boy was struck by a nagging sort of feeling. Men forgot their ills in company of women, and he desired this healing. Until that point, he'd only consorted with himself in alleys and corners of dark, so he knew not how to approach the fairer sex to be touched by their soothing mark. He realized that the street walkers and brothel girls would be his best bet, so he pilfered some money, mustered up his courage, and to his task was set. He went out to find the loveliest whore his ill-gotten gains could commission. It would only be for the company of one night, but he had made his decision. He was stricken when he discovered such a flawless body-house beauty. He thought she would flirt and call to him, "Hi there, little cutie." He clenched his coins between his fingers and offered them graciously. She looked up upon him and smiled, but she hardly greeted him flirtatiously. A great laughter was heard from all surrounding merchandise and buyers. She would only have the wealthy and handsome men and fulfill their desires. She was cruel. She mentioned his homely appearance and stunted growth. She tore him down harshly as she spat her ridiculous whore's oath. The young man fled away, weeping and humiliated, dropping his coins. But this was not yet finished, for she would, like it or not, pleasure his loins. This high-end slab of flesh thought herself too elegant to serve the lower clientele, but she would know the warmth of his touch, be it soft like heaven or hard like hell. Boy waited till the streets turned dark beneath night's hand. He snatched her from behind, dragging by hair strand. He pulled her, kicking and screaming, to an old abandoned shack. He took many pleasures with her flesh. Before her neck, he began to hack. He sawed and scissored every single strand of her being. Oh, what fun was had! It felt so very good and freeing. A deep feeling of gratification, power, and retribution. To all of life's ills, this pleasure must be the solution. To control, stop, and go of another human life was surely a great feeling when brandishing your knife. For the first time in his miserable existence, Boy had felt at home. From this experience, he took his very first possession, the bitch's boxwood comb. He would cherish it until his eventual dying day. To mark the occasion of his first human flay, he began cutting the sorry flesh of the whores with his knives, then escalated to greater gains with the village men's wives. He would carve, cleave, and rip long trails of slaughter, many girls skinned, until the rich merchant's daughter. After she turned missing from her lovely father's eyes, he would cover the land's terrain with many scouts and spies. They discovered Boy devouring what parts left of her pieces, then proceeded to torture, castrate, and kill him for his euphoric releases. A dark curse placed upon his unmarked forest grave. His soul festered and rotted to the darkness, a helpless slave. He arose from the dead with dark convictions anew. He's feasted upon flesh through the ages until this day he met you. So that is the tragic tale of what now looms before you thee. That sad, lonely, and pathetic soul was none other than me. Now our eyes are but an inch and a half apart. I can taste your delicious fear and feel the pounding of your heart. See my mouth open wider to welcome you within. Oh, what delights we will enjoy as I feed once again.